think I'm ready. I think I'm ready. What a morning. What a morning. I'll give a minute. I'll give a minute for people to come in. I'm just talking for people who watch back, so it's not sitting in silence. So, hi, Zarga. No, don't do that. Don't do that. There we go. I had to watch my own ad. Oh well. Hi, Zarga. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. The bus. The school bus did not come until 9:15. I don't even know. I don't even know what happened. It was so crazy. The bus driver just like pulls up like nothing's nothing. Like they haven't like, you know, been making us wait. Excuse me. And it's like overcast and cloudy, so I've got a light on so you'll see some shadowing. Sorry about that. Hi, Charlotte. Try to get somewhere where it's not too shadowy. So the bus was late. Totally threw off my like entire morning. I'm just waiting on the bus. I was on the phone with transportation. Nobody was picking up. And we have an app that we can like, the bus has GPS so we can like watch the bus. And it was just going everywhere but our neighborhood. It was terrible. So my morning's all thrown off. I didn't have anything to eat. I just wolfed down 2 slices of toast and took my medicine. My medicine alarm went off while I was trying to contact the transportation department and cut my phone off, so I had to call back, which put me back at the end of the queue. It's a terrible morning. It was just terrible. So I'm all like not flabbergasted. I'm all like flustered. Yes, flustered. So I'm still in Tidevarv. I'm still where I haven't like touched but just a little bit of this because I've been busy. I'm doing this thing called Postcards to Voters, and I think the website is either postcardtovoters.org or .com. I'm not entirely sure. But it's where you write a postcard about a current candidate and you mail it off to people. You don't put their name and you don't put your name. You aren't given their name. You're just given an address. And you just send off postcards, handwritten postcards. So I've been doing that. I've been using my Maria Troll postcards, finally. So I was doing that yesterday. Oh, it was terrible, Charlotte. Oh, that's alright, Zargot. You paint away. You do you, girl. You do you. Hi, Cassie. Oh, I meant to tell you what colors I was using. So I was using light cobalt turquoise, Prussian blue, and dark indigo in the polychromos. I'm super out of sorts. So I feel like I'm gonna like ramble today. I've been, I was also working on my NaNoWriMo thing. I was doing character background, so I was doing main character background and like her parents and her brother who died and this stuff. And so I wanted to do like a little short blurb of, you know, when their parents met, kind of how they met, which kid was born first, etc., etc. And then I ended up with like 3 pages of backstory. So that kind of took off. I had to do some research on NYPD and what precincts go to which areas of New York, and how long it takes to be a detective, and so I could get a general age on my character. And so I just got stuck. Not stuck, but I got sucked into that. So I didn't color much yesterday. Hi, May. I'm so glad you could take a moment out of your busy schedule and come see me. How are you doing today? How's the little guy's knees? It is a lot of work, Charlotte, but I enjoy it. So I got a general age of my character, and because you have to be 21 before you can even join the police force pretty much anywhere, not just New York, but you have to be 21, and then it takes, roughly 3 to 5 years before they'll let you take the detective exam. So now I know a bit about how to become a detective in New York City, if anybody's curious. I don't normally research and do stuff. Like, I usually just fly by the seat of my pants and make up crap as I go along and look up statistics and stuff as I go along. I'm actually planning this time, so I'm hoping for a better outcome. No, May. That little snot bucket. Well, I'm glad his knee isn't hurt too bad. Why, Kara? I've been doing it since 2004. I haven't done it every year, but I have been doing it since 2004. I've completed the challenge 4 times, I think. Hi, Darlene. How are you? Yeah. Hi, Shalene. Oh, Kara, my mind did that too. So here's the cool thing. I went and Googled plot generator, and this is legit how I got my plot for this book. I went to Google plot generator, and I had to flip through about, so they do a listed 10. I think I flipped through about 3 pages before one hit me, and I was like, oh no, that's awesome. That's what I do. Or they have a plot adoption society on the forums. At Nano, you can just go in and adopt a plot. So I dropped off the one I had originally was going to do because I grabbed a different one. And then someone took that plot. Oh, May. Yeah, it gives you just like a little 2 or 3 sentence synopsis, basically, and then you can just fill in the blanks from there, and that's what I'm doing. It's a UK site, so it gave me like a DCI instead of a detective. So DCI is the UK detective. So I just switched it over to the US. But, you know, bought new markers. Oh no, Cassie, what markers did you get? I haven't bought any markers because I got 2 new Mnemosyne Singularity pens, which these are gorgeous. So this one's a rose gold, and then this is an aqua. And they're the 0.6 stub nibs in there, and they write so beautifully. And because I've been practicing, I thought I'd start writing my kids notes to put in their lunch boxes, but then Zoe was like, I don't want to buy, I don't want to pack today, I want to buy. And I'm like, but I wrote you a note. The Bic Market's cool. Ooh, Coloring Haven. What one did I see at Barnes & Noble's the other day? I don't remember. Darn it. Yeah. Yeah, finding lighter colors is really, really kind of difficult sometimes, especially in the alcohol markers beyond Copics. I mean, obviously Copics have some of the lightest colors that they make in alcohol markers. But yeah, finding them in other markers, like Sharpies or whatever, or some of the other off-brand alcohol markers is really, really difficult. So I hope those do the trick for you, Cassie. I'm trying to maintain that highlight right there. Excuse me. I feel better. Like, I feel really good. I have this theory. So I take Mucinex, and usually it's generic. So it's just generic, but it's the galfesin is what does it, is what Mucinex basically is known for, is bringing that drug into the market. I have a feeling that the galfesin takes a while to actually get out of your system, so it's still working, even though it should, like, if I hadn't taken it, like, I wouldn't be coughing, I wouldn't have mucus issues right now. So I have a feeling. But then if you stop taking it too soon, then you get sick again, and it's just a whole vicious cycle. It's pharma trying to keep the man down. No. Oh, I'm sorry, Mary. I'm still coloring in Tidevarv Seasons by Hanna Karlzon. This is probably a spring scene, but I'm coloring it now. Oh, have fun, Charlotte. But if you're in the U.S., I highly suggest that you find a way to get people to vote. Vote Save America. You can look up all sorts of stuff. Just Google how to vote in your state. You can look. Vote Save America is really good because it actually shows you a sample ballot that will be at. I'm sorry, non-U.S. persons, but I'm going voting right now. I'm going on a voting kick. Everybody needs to vote. Your vote matters. It really, really, really does. And if this current political climate has not shown you that, I don't know what else to say. But your vote does matter. I am not affiliated with any of these places. I'm using the postcards to vote as my way of giving back and getting people to the polls. And don't forget to check out early voting. You don't have to wait until November 6th. You can do early voting and just get it done and be done with it. You don't have to worry about lines or anything. Never been more important. Yes, Kara. Give me 2 seconds. I need to blow my nose. All right. Sorry about that. I'm not one to canvas. I'm not one to go around and do stuff like that. But postcards to vote was a really easy thing. I had postcards sitting around. I've got stamps. I've been practicing my calligraphy and handwriting, so that was fun. And they give you prompts on who matters in the area that they're going to have you send your postcards out to and everything. So it's really all inclusive. I'm doing just 5 for right now because that's all the stamps I have. But you can always do more. But yes, voting matters. And Vote Save America has your sample ballots. It helps you see if you're registered, because I tell you what, I registered when I moved. I changed my registration when I moved here. And when I went to go check it, or when I went to go check my old registration after moving to change it to here, I was knocked off the voter rolls. So I had to re-register. And that's happening in a lot of places. So it is extremely important that you make sure that you are registered and that you weren't knocked off the voter rolls for whatever BS reason they're giving. Oh, excellent, Darlene. That's excellent. I did not. I was one of those that thought my vote didn't matter. I thought, the electoral, I didn't care. I didn't even vote in local elections because I was just like, whatever. It doesn't affect me. And then as I got older, I'm like, no, it really does. My parents are very hardcore Republicans. And now my mom doesn't even she identifies as conservative and not necessarily Republican anymore because that carries such negative connotations at the moment. Thanks, Sue. I hope so, Kara. I know so many people are getting purged. I was just like, I hadn't done anything. Like, I had voted. I had voted in the primaries. I had voted in the Democratic primaries. I had voted in local elections. I had voted in 2016 for the presidential election. And, I mean, I can see if, I was inactive for X number of years or whatever, maybe that might be okay. Maybe they assume I'm dead or something. But, I had been active. There was absolutely no reason for my name to have been purged. Other than I'm a Democrat. But I don't even register as such. I register as independent. Because I don't straight ticket. I go through and I make sure that the people I want I don't care what's next to their name. I care what they stand for and what they vote for and what they believe in. So I register as independent. That's awesome, Cheshire. My parents didn't do that. So, sorry to get all vote preachy, but it matters. It really matters. Yeah, oh, and Kara, here in North Carolina is terrible. Some of our politicians here in North Carolina, so I don't know if you're familiar, but North Carolina has some of the most gerrymandered districts. And legit, the Republican drawing them came out and said, with words on tape, that he would have drawn more districts for Republicans if he could have figured out how. Okay. And then he wanted to argue that it's not gerrymandered and you're not, whatever. Yeah, you need to check, Darlene. They've been purging left and right, especially in heavy red states. Unfortunately, North Carolina is a red state. We have 3 districts that go to Democrat because they have drawn the line such. And my district, or my old district, was this really thin line into Raleigh, and then it like went all the way out into like the boondocks to grab all those Republican voters. But they kept the majority, like it was very weird. It was terrible. So that my district always went to a Republican, despite being in Raleigh, and then they like sectioned off Raleigh to be Democrat, and they sectioned off Durham to be Democrat. And I think it's Winston-Salem, the triangle and the triad. Okay, Kara. I only just started being a politics junkie when I met my husband, because he's big into politics. So some of this stuff I didn't know. Like, I just didn't know. And then you hear about it, and I tell my mom. She's like, why would they do that? I'm like, I know, right? She's like, that's not right. I said, I know. But her sister's far right. And I was talking to her. I was like, and all these far right people. She goes, hey, I'm far right. I said, no, you're not. I said, you're not far right. You are a conservative. And we can talk back and forth just fine on policies. You're not going to argue about whether or not it's okay for a black man to take a knee. Just saying. Sorry, Robin. No, so Kara, they ruled it was unconstitutional and they had to redraw the districts. However, every time they went to go redraw it, it was still deemed gerrymandered and unconstitutional. They went through 3 drawings, and now it's just too close to the midterms for any, like, we have to stick with what we have right now and do it after the midterms. Oh, yeah. It's unconstitutional, absolutely. But anyway, I try not to get into politics, but gosh darn it. I can't help it sometimes. You read all this stuff and, you try to make, it goes into my last stream where it's you want better for your kids and you want better for the people, and what we have is not better at the moment. I should do that one last because I'm not going to get that highlight right. They were supposed to, but the Republicans wanted to fix it on their own, but they can't agree on who the independent person should be. I'm pretty sure this last one was independently drawn, but it's too close to midterms, and so they won't implement it. And that's the excuse I keep reading, is it's too close to midterms, so they can't do anything about it. But anyway, okay, we'll go back to coloring now, guys. I'm sorry. Vote. That's all I have to say. Vote. Your vote matters. You matter. Anyway, so how's everybody doing? How y'all doing? Oh, I know. The amount of apathy is terrible. And that's why we have what we have, is because nobody cared. So nobody voted. Not nobody, but like a very small percentage. It's like only 38% of eligible voters ever vote. And So that's why we have what we have. Now I'm done. We need more voters. I don't even care how you vote. I just care that you vote. Oh, Kimberly. No worries. Work happens. I went and mowed the lawn last night because everybody else was doing it. And I looked at Dave and I was like, I should mow the lawn. He goes, well, I've got to work. I can't help you. I said, that's fine. So I'll just go mow the front lawn. That way it looks pretty like everybody else's, and we'll just leave the backyard for another day. I went and mowed the lawn real quick last night. Bluefinger, I used the Helix A5 to get my pretty points. I know, Darlene. That is so true. And I used to be one of those people. Trust me. But now I contact my Congress critters every day. And not every day, but when something comes across that I feel needs my attention. Oh, Kara. Thank you. Blue, the link to the Helix A5 hand crank is in the description down below if you're curious. Patience ain't nothing. What else am I going to do? I can't rush it. This is my problem. I can't just, like, lay stuff down. Like, I've got to fiddle with it. Oh, I'm sure, Kimberly. Work less. Watch YouTube more. I have high hopes for this book, though. I'm telling y'all. I have really high hopes. Like, publishing high hopes. Nice. Nice, Darlene. I always get... Tillis always sends me these stupid little form letters. Basically saying, I hear what you're saying. I don't care what you're saying. Like, I'm not going to do anything different. I'm not going to actually, like, listen to my constituents or anything. Because I follow him on Twitter, too. I follow Tillis and Burr. Burr's at least a little more not so blatantly F you. But I follow Tillis and Burr on Twitter, and in every single one of Tillis's tweets or whatever, there's like just oodles and oodles of people just like, no, I don't agree with you. No, this is wrong. No, this isn't what your constituents want. Look at these 600 replies and all the emails, and I use ResistBot on Facebook. All these letters and stuff coming in. It's like, no, this isn't what the people want. And he just la 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 la. Oh, May. You poor thing. Oh, I know, Kara. Could you imagine if they read Twitter comments? Though some of them, I will say, the anonymity of being on the internet is detrimental sometimes, because then you have some people who are just like downright nasty, and there's no need for it. You can speak your mind and speak your displeasure without being nasty about it. That's the only part I don't like about online communication nowadays is the anonymity, and people think they can just say whatever they want, and they get nasty, and they don't need to. Yes, the abuse is awful. I hope he does good at the doctor, May. Poor little thing. I got a cat with some stinky poop because she won't stop licking plates and stuff in the sink that have water on them, so they get nasty water, and then she has these nasty poops. Kills me. She kills me. Aw, is he already on soft food? Excuse me. But can you imagine, like, I always think, like, because Kaylee asked for a phone the other day, and I'm just sitting here like, you won't be able to do anything on it. Like, yeah, I can give you a phone, but you're not going to have access to anything, because Twitter's awful, Snapchat's awful, Facebook is awful, and just all this stuff is just terrible. I have to, like, lock everything down, and she's not going to have any privacy, and she's not going to like it. And then I have to go through the whole spiel about how, you know, don't take everything people say on the internet to heart because people on the internet suck. But, you know, then she's like, well, you've got friends on the internet. And I was like, well, yeah, but you have to find nice people to interact with. Yeah, I've got mine locked down pretty good. No, I haven't, Darlene. I've got one. I had an article in mind that I was going to write about. It was after they had one of the Nazi sympathizers on, either interviewed in a newspaper or on a show. I don't quite remember. It's been a little while now. And I was going to write something about how some voices just don't need to be heard. Like, there's no reason to give a voice to somebody like that. But then I just couldn't get the words out. So I've thought about it. Oh, I know, Kara. I've had to mute family members. My right-wing aunt, I've had to mute her. And because otherwise I just can't. Like, she's just nuts. And it's not even, and she's a smart person. This is what kills me, is she's a smart person. And she worked in the government. In top secret. And she's a smart person. And it's just, and she falls for every single little meme that gets put out. And, you know, like, she went for the Obama's a Kenyan and all this stuff, and it's just like, why? You're smarter than that. Google search for 5 seconds. Legit. If you do a Google search for a phrase, and the first page of results is everything telling you about how that phrase is false, maybe you should listen to it. Just saying. I'm just saying. See, I'm getting preachy today. I'm in a preachy mood. I'm sorry, y'all. Hi, Belinda. Oh, I don't know if she believed in Pizzagate or not. I think that was like a bridge too far. Well, no, because she had up one of those stupid Hillary memes about Hillary being in a satanic cult. I bet you anything she went for Pizzagate. Ah. I swear. Some things, it just takes a couple seconds of logical thinking. And I'm a very logical person, so maybe it's easier for me and I should give some people slack, but I don't know. Just Google. Or if you don't like Google, Bing. I don't care. Just, look it up. And if the first page of results is nothing but contradiction, then maybe, just maybe, it's not true. There is so much misinformation out there, though. Anyway, I'm going to do Balogh Greens for the rest of the... I have this pretty... Let me see. I likes it. Let's see. Oh, that's so pretty too. I think I'll use these two as well. My Stardust. The Jelly Roll Stardust. I know, Zargot. I know. But oh, Jesus, Kara. I can't even with that either. Kavanaugh just gives me the heebie-jeebies. But then so does Ted Cruz. Like, looking at Ted Cruz is just like, you ever look at somebody and they just make your spine tingle and you're just like, I'm just going to walk on the other side of the road now. That's kind of how I feel. Democrats own the internet. Don't give people ideas. Now, I can debate, you want to debate policy, you want to do all that, that's cool, we can do that. But the moment you start throwing baseless facts at me I just turn away. Or you start throwing Pizzagate out, yeah, I'm done. Oh, yellow. Mellow yellow. So right there at the top, I'm going to do a nice yellow star. Glitter. 'Cause sometimes you just got to pull out the glitter. I'm in a glitter mood. I'm going to be happy. I'm forcing myself to be happy. Thank you, Belinda. Let's see. Let me go over to my phthalos. So I pulled out light phthalo, dark phthalo, and then deep cobalt green. Oh, no, not Stickles. Stickles bump up too much for me. These are the Jelly Roll Stardust. I only have 3 stickles anyway. I have gold, silver, and diamond. Is it diamond? It doesn't say. I think it's diamond. Yeah, so I have gold, silver, and diamond. Government controls the weather. Gosh, that goes all the way back to what, the 80s? Was it? Oh, what was it? My ex-husband, was it my ex-husband? Oh, I don't know. Somebody I had talked to years ago said that the government was tossing up weather balloons and seeding the clouds. And while that is legit a thing, it can't affect as much as they were saying it affects. It was very funny. I was like, oh, okay. Sure. You have diamond stickles. Are these diamond? Then, or are these just something else? I don't know. They came in a pack of 3. And I got them at Michael's. I think I'm supposed to store them upside down, but I've been storing them on their side. Oh, I can only imagine, Darlene. Oh, I wanted to mention, I don't know if, oh shoot, no, that's right. I don't know how many people have like tried to join the Facebook group, but there are questions that have to be answered, and if they aren't answered, I'm not accepting it. Unless you have groups in common, or you have some type of coloring group in your list. Otherwise, I'm not approving it. I'm gonna do green. Really, Zargat, you're funny. Oh no, Kara. Oh, you only have... Yeah, I really like the clear one. I mean, these I used in a Christmas picture, but beyond that, there's not a whole lot of use I have for them. Excuse me. So I find it hilarious. This is the phthalo green, and this is the dark phthalo green. Can you tell that this one is darker than this one? And it's confusing the heck out of me, so I have to look at the name every time. Kara, I don't know. I understand people are better at different, but I couldn't live without my polychromos. They're just my go-to. And now the Pablos with them. Oh my goodness. Yes, please. Hi, Christiane. Yeah, I'm so flustered today. The girls, the bus didn't come until like 9:15. And so it threw me all off. You know what, Karen, Prismas are your go-to, then that's fine. There's no rule saying you can't use what you love. Bye, Charlotte. Have a good dinner. I really wish I could find a big enough case to fit both my polys and my Pablos in together. And then I would just intermix them and be done with it. But trying to find something to fit 240 pencils is a little difficult, believe it or not. And I've got one that fits 202. That's not quite enough. I'm gonna have to figure out what purple I want for those, all the gems. Yeah, that's what I'll do next. I'll figure out the purple. Yeah, May, if you don't mind. I've looked at that on and off, but I never got it. That would be super cool. Derwent Carryall. That would be good. And then I can just, mix my pencils together. It's so blasphemous, isn't it? Mixing the pencils together. Ah! Oh no, Kara. I did that, so I had that problem after I finished my last picture before I picked this one. I legit went through every single book I owned, and I flagged. You can't see. So I flagged the yellow ones were the ones I was doing. I flagged all the ones I was like, oh, that would be cool to color. Like this was another one I wanted to do. Over here, this girl. And then this page I was looking at. And so, I said to hold up 244. Oh, that'd be cool. But so, I went through everyone, and this one was one of the first that I looked at. I had set it aside, and I went and looked through, and I flagged. I've got a whole bunch of flags now in my stuff, and so it took me a good day and a half to finally pick something to color. So I had finished a whole bunch of whips, too. Might record some more for Memo Girl picture tomorrow. Yeah, I flagged stuff. No, I haven't. I saw that she was in the hospital, but I didn't hear any more. Did anybody else hear anything about Bunny Designs, Heather? I have to admit I haven't followed her for a while. But these flags are terrible because my cat, Sunny, she'll chew them. It drives me bonkers. I catch her chewing them all the time. Yeah, that's what I use oh Lord have mercy, a sketchbook for all my swatches to keep them all in one place. I find I like smaller, size areas, and some of those are like these huge things, and I don't want to sit there and color the huge thing. Like, I just need just a little bit of color and I'm good. Some of those just have huge areas to color in, and I can't do that. Can't justify that. There you go, Zargot. Binder works. Oh, yeah. There you go. Yeah, so it's just too big for me. I'll take the time and chart out a thing and do mine. Yeah, see, that's just too big. That's too much. I don't like coloring in big areas. I like my fiddly bits. So that just goes into my style of coloring. I know words. Words are good. I like words. Oh, well, that's cool, Kara. I don't know that I have enough markers that I would need a huge book for just marker paper. $230. Okay, May. I'll have to think about that. I need to call my home warranty because every time we use water in two separate parts of the house, we lose pressure, like significant pressure. Hi, Alicia. How are you? And so I know that means bad stuff for my water heater, and I just don't want to deal with it. Kookaburra. Kookaburra sits in the old gum tree. Laugh, Kookaburra, laugh. Kookaburra, gay your life must be. Sorry. Girl Scouts, what are you going to do? Nice to get everybody back on a schedule. We had to cancel because of the hurricane. We canceled a Girl Scout meeting and 2 soccer games. Cookie season's not until January 13th. Gonna have to wait on them cookies. Right now it's fall products, so it's magazines and nuts. Oh, nuts. Magazines and nuts. No, it didn't hit us. It kind of just, so we were here and it kind of just went right around. Excuse me. Yeah, both my kids are Girl Scouts, so I don't know how I'm going to work that this year. Because I would hate to, I don't know. Maybe I'll just have them both do the booths. That way they don't have to fight over who gets the cookie sales. Yeah, it went around us. We really lucked out for as much flooding damage. Who knew water could be wet? As much flooding damage that had happened in other areas, and areas fairly close to us. We really lucked out. Did you get that one, Kara? Just saying. Who knew water was wet? Who knew trade was so hard? Who knew healthcare was so hard? Water. From the point of view of water. Yes. What does it even mean? What does that even mean? It's very wet from the point of view of water. What does that mean? That doesn't mean anything. Those are just words forming a sentence. That's it. Shush, Kara, you're gonna get me in trouble. Oh, you saw it on TV, Alicia? Yeah, it was pretty bad. Cape Fear finally crested. So that means the water's all gonna start to recede now, which is good. We actually have like rain clouds right now. I'm so done with it. I was getting depressed. It was so dark and so rainy for so long. We went 5 days without seeing a lick of sunshine. No, 6 days. Because it was starting to get cloudy a couple days before. And, I was getting depressed. It was bad. It was the best water. Stop it, Kara. Kara, you and me can hang anytime. I am ready for the cooler weather, but not necessarily any rain. I have to listen to the new Pod Save America from Tuesday. I haven't listened to that yet. Kara, if you don't listen to Pod Save America, you should. No, May, I couldn't do that. I don't know how you do it. I was sitting there thinking, I was like, man, I don't know how long May goes without sunshine in Norway, but like 5 days was killer. I was getting very depressed. Like I was sleeping all day. It was terrible. Oh, Kara, it is so awesome. I wasn't going to listen to it either because my husband was listening to it for a while. And, like, I love my husband, but he and I don't always enjoy the same things. Like, he likes a lot of different shows and movies and stuff. Like, he can watch the Stranger Things. I can't watch that. So, like, he and I don't have necessarily the same taste and stuff. But I was on a walk one day and I wanted to listen to something and I wanted to listen to a podcast. I was like, well, I'll just try it out. I was hooked. I went back and listened to every single one. He did say, my husband did say he listened to it last night. He did say this one was not very, there wasn't a lot of good. Usually there's some slapstick comedy in there, you know, with the water. But he said in this one, because it had to do with Judge Kavanaugh and the sexual allegations, that there wasn't a lot of funny haha going on. But, hi Marilla. Oh man, May. No, see, I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that at all. Oh, that's cool, Christiane. Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, you guys are made of sturdier stuff up there, May. Legit sturdier stuff. No, I haven't listened to What Should I Read Next. Oh, they took my postcards. They took my postcards to voters. What's funny is it's for voters in Ohio. So on it, I had to do the OHIO. And if you're in Ohio, and you'll get that. Oh, I'll have to check that out, Kara. Thank you. I like podcasts. Music can sometimes put me to sleep inadvertently, but a podcast will keep me awake. I was listening to NPR there for a while, but it just gets so, not necessarily monotonous, but eventually they start repeating themselves, and then I've lost attention. Like, I like listening to 1A. My grandpa used to keep Rush Limbaugh on all day, every day. I didn't know, like, it was like Rush Limbaugh and Hannity on AM radio. And, oh my God. It was terrible. All things considered, it's fantastic. I know, Kara. Isn't it terrible? Like, I've tried to watch Fox. And to be fair, like, that was all that was on in my house growing up, was Fox News. And, I mean, to be fair, I can't always watch CNN either. Like, they get ridiculous too. But theirs is more on the whole speculation of stuff. Whereas Fox is like, yeah, this is fact. And it's not. But they're not going to tell you it's speculation. And they're not going to tell you it's a guess. And they're not going to tell you this is what they think. They just tell you stuff. And it's in such a way that it's a fact. And it's not. Just saying. No, Rush is terrible. thought it was semi-poetic that he went deaf. But then he kept on doing radio, so I don't know. It's like when the band teacher we all hated went deaf. He didn't go deaf. He was losing his hearing. And we may have cheered at that news. Just saying. Because he was an a-hole. Oh, Kimberly. It does get hard, though, when you're having to fight. It's basically fighting an uphill battle. Because first you have to get them to recognize that what they believe is not real. Then you have to get them to accept new facts. And then because the facts they thought they knew were correct, and then you told them they were fake, and now you're giving them new facts, they are now questioning the new facts as, well, are they actually real? And it's really bad. And then you have to go into the, well, yes, it's peer-reviewed, and here's several sources that all agree, and it's terrible. Ugh. Oh, I bet. MSNBC is better than CNN. Yeah, I can't imagine, like... Sorry, my nose was running. I had to go wipe it. I can't imagine letting somebody on who knowingly will lie to your face. That's part of the don't give a voice to some people don't deserve a voice. Some things don't deserve a voice. Lies don't deserve a voice. You can say, hey, so-and-so lied about X, but you don't have to go and post X everywhere. You don't have to, like, shout it from the rooftops. Because then people are going to go, like, check on X and, you know, maybe they'll believe on X. So many people are talking about it, but they don't get the background. I don't know. I know, Janet. They were the boogeyman in the 80s. I remember all of that. And even my mom remembers it. Sorry, Robin. Politics is life, though. It's what allows you to not have to worry about pre-existing conditions. Oh, I haven't watched a news show since the election. I'll read a paper, I'll read other stuff, I'll listen to a podcast, but I'll listen to NPR, but I have not turned on a news show beyond. So for the hurricane, like, I was watching the local news show. I was watching WRAL, which is actually a Fox affiliate station, but because you can't get away from it now. Everybody's a Fox affiliate. Oh, Marilla, I was talking to a lady at Subway at the mall the other day because I had to go I was all out of hand soap, so I had to go to Bath and Body Works. And I was talking to a lady at Subway, and we were chatting about the hurricane and how nice it was to see the sunshine again and how terrible the flooding was. And I was like, well, did you see about out in Fayetteville, they had a whole bunch of looters looting a Dollar General. And she was like, why? And she was speaking with an accent. And she said, well, why? She goes, in Venezuela, my home country, they have no food. They have no water. So I can understand looting there, but why here? Why would they loot here? You have that stuff. You have it, or you can find it, or you can go to a charity and get it. And, you know, she couldn't understand why somebody would willingly loot when they have access to everything. And if they don't have direct access because of the hurricane, then, you know, you can go to FEMA, you can go to a shelter, there were places pre-set up to help people. And she just couldn't understand why somebody would loot when they didn't need to. Yeah, my mom remembers those, Cheshire. Oh, is it really, Marilla? I haven't listened to, I need to listen to Pod Save the World, because that goes global. I have to admit, my news is fairly focused to U.S. and pretty much UK. Because I have a couple friends out in the UK, so I pay attention to that, the Brexit and all that stuff going on. But I have to admit, I don't pay attention to Brazil. I'm very sorry. Oh, no way, Christiane. Is it really good? No, I don't, Kara. Oh, no, May. See, and that stuff amazes me that other countries had the same type of scare that we did. I find that amazing. I know they keep having Novichok words poisoning, Novichok poisoning in the UK. They just had another recently. September was Choose Your Own. October, I was, there were a couple books that I was going to put up. So one was going to be Good Omens. One was going to be All the Light We Cannot See. Somebody recommended that to me. The Alice Network. Agatha Christie's Closed Casket. And then maybe Circe by Madeline Miller. think those were the 5 I was going to put up on the October poll. But September's was choose your own, because I couldn't think of anything. I legit did not finish Stephanie Meyer's the Chemist. I just couldn't. Like, I've tried. Yeah, see, I can't go too far into that. Because so the book I'm writing is actually about a serial killer. And I legit had a nightmare from doing research. So, I don't know, like, how far I can go into that. I liked The Host. The Host was really, really good, in my opinion. I really, really liked it. And they had touted The Chemist as being, like, The Host, you know. And so, I don't know. It just was not that good. And I've read all the Twilight books, except for whatever new one came out. I guess there's a new one. I think there was one told from Edward's point of view or something, which is stupid. But anyway. Right, May? Like, legit, I was up at 2 a.m. and I had this, like, creepy feeling go down, like, my spine. It was just very spine tingling. And, like, I had to, like, scoot towards my husband on the bed. And I had to put my back towards my husband because I couldn't keep my back at the edge of the bed like I had it because I was just so creeped out by my dream. So, you guys must know, it is mostly about the detective, but it is about a religious fanatic guy who goes on a murdering spree because he's a homophobe. And so he goes on a murdering spree and he murders all these LGBT people. Not like a whole sleuth of them, but like 4. And so the detective is hunting him down because she is a lesbian. And she's worried about her wife. There's a good twist, Kara, but I can't tell you yet because it was like, I want to tell people so bad, but it's like, then I've given the entire plot away. It's a super cool twist, I have to say, though. Maybe, Kara, hit me up somewhere, either on Instagram or Twitter or wherever, Facebook, and I'll let you read excerpts. Really, May? Now the pressure's on. But I'm going to handwrite it. This is the killer part, is I'm handwriting it. So this is sort of the backstory of her brother's death in the hospital, but I'm like handwriting everything. And then I'll, each day I'll type it up so I can get my word count, figure out what my word count is. But yeah, for the most part, I'm handwriting it. I know. But look, I've been working on my handwriting and it looks so good. Like, for real, as bad as it used to be, this is really, really good handwriting for me. And that's with my pretty Nemo scenes. And this is cactus fruit eel. I mean, Like, legit, I was only supposed to write, like, half a page of the parents' meeting. But yeah, so this is, like, my main character sheet. I was using a different... I had to change it out. But, yeah. So, I'm handwriting everything because I'm a crazy person. I don't quite know what to do with his head. This is when I start, like, fumbling with stuff. I don't quite know what to do with his head. Oh, nice, Darlene. Well, look, if I finish it, we'll see. We'll see. I hope I finish it. And finish it, and then it needs to be, like, edited and gone back over and everything. Because I'm writing it in 30 days. That's the killer part, is I'm writing it in 30 days, and I have a feeling it's going to be over 50,000 words. And only one time have I gone up to 100,000 words in the 30 days. And it's difficult. Like, you have to write... Normal is 1,300 words a day. You have to write at least double that. So, like, 2,600 a day. And that can get difficult. Especially if you're stuck somewhere on, like, a plot point or something. But it's fun. I go in a Discord channel with other writers, and we do what's called sprints. So for like 5 minutes, we just write straight. We don't worry about errors or punctuation. You just, like, write. It's kind of fun. I probably will have tendonitis by the end. I've handwritten once before. It went okay. It was easier because I couldn't always sit at my desk to type it. So I would take it wherever, like, the girls were playing or whatever. I think I'm going to make his head green. And so I would take my notebook with me, and then I could just write. Wherever I was, instead of... Because, like, I couldn't... Going outside with the girls, I couldn't... Like, I had a desktop, so I couldn't take my computer with me. And they wanted to play outside, and I didn't want to keep them in. Oh, no, Kara. Hi, Katrina. Normally, I write fantasy. But I'm going with a mystery thriller this time. We'll see how that works out. Well, isn't tendonitis where, like, the tennis players have that wrist, that band that goes, like, around right here on their arm? Isn't that for tendonitis? I think it is. Okay, Kara. I'm pretty sure. That's the only thing I know. And then Google tendonitis exercises. I'm sure there's something with, like, a stress ball. I'm pretty sure there's something with a stress ball. I could be wrong. I know when my husband, so riding his bike, you know, the handlebar sits right here. Well, he had damaged the tendon right here in his hand, and he had this putty. It was a resistance putty. And what he would do is he would like open his hand, or he damaged all the tendons in his hand right here. But he would like make a bowl out of it, put his fingers in the bowl, and then he would like resistance open it. So I'm wondering if there isn't something, because when I just do that, like I can feel it all the way down my arm. So I'm wondering if there isn't like some at-home exercises you could do, Kara, if you look it up. Oh no, Kara! Why did you start a fire in your kitchen? Don't do that. No problem, Christine. You have a great day. Thanks for joining. Fire sounds like the last thing you want to do. Right, May? It's a bad idea. Don't do that. Pro tip, don't put out a fire with your elbow. Oh no, Kara. I admit I've done that. Not with paper towel. Well, so there's a little burn on like the thumb part of my holder because I had it sitting. I've never had a gas stove. I've always had electric, but I had it sitting on there. That was a bad idea too. Shouldn't do that. Thank you, Katrina. We know, Kara. We're just teasing. Excuse me. I think my mice will be gray. Gray mice. I haven't decided if I want this to be grass or dirt yet. It might be grass, but then that's a whole lot of green going on here. I really did not look at this picture very closely when I was like, oh, it'd be awesome. There's a lot of stuff going. Well, let me grab my purples and see what I want to do. Where's my zoomy? I'll zoom out here. Let's see. I'm gonna do purples. Purple. I like that lilac. That lilac's really pretty. Lilac and mauve. Let's get those out of the way. That out of the way. No, I'm not trying to finish this book, Katrina. This one's Tidevarv, not Daydreams. So mauve and lilac. And then I need like a dark. So let's do violet. You're turning violet, Violet. And then I need to sharpen. No, I've given up, Katrina, on trying to like finish any, sorry for the shaky. I've given up on trying to finish any one book, Katrina. I'm just going to color the pages alike, and when I don't, it doesn't get done. Sorry for the shaky. So what I think I'm actually going to do, guys, is take my gel pen and outline them. No, Kimberly, it's a completely different book. She doesn't have a compilation book that I'm aware of. I'm going to take my jelly roll, my white jelly roll. So what I'm going to do is go over the jelly roll with the pencil so there's no black lines. Which means I'm going to have to let it dry. Yeah, as far as I'm aware, she does not have a compilation book. This is what's called Seasons, Tidevarv. I just have the Swedish version. Yeah. This is the Swedish version. So it's Seasons, and Seasons is blue instead of this yellow. Oh no, it's not a compilation at all. It goes through, so it legit goes through seasons. This is like the spring, summer area section. So it goes through each, so it starts off in spring, summer, fall, winter throughout the book. So I'm just going to go through and on all the crystals and white out the black lines. I'm not like trying to bright white it. I just want it covered up a little bit. And I'll go over it with the pencil shading. So that way the whole thing takes on the crystal color and you're not left with this somewhat jarring black line. There's those. I'm going to turn this book around so that dries and I don't stick my finger in it. Cat hair. Cat hair everywhere. I felt bad for some of the kids at the bus stop this morning. Like one of them, she was like, my mom's gone to work, so I don't know how I'm going to get to school if the bus never comes. I was like, oh, sweetie, I would take you. Like, I'll take you to school. No kid left behind. Alright, let's go over this way. Actually, let's start down here. Come on, keep the flow going. Every now and then I have trouble. It's just this one. I really should throw it away, but it's not empty yet. And so why throw it away if it's not empty? I know, wasn't that cute? She was probably like 4th grade. She was like, I don't know how I'm going to get to school. And God only knows how long she had been waiting at the bus stop already, because she was new to the area and her first day was Tuesday. And on Tuesday, the bus was like super early. It was like right on time at 8:20. And so I'm sure she'd been waiting out there since at least then. And the bus didn't come till she'd been out there almost an hour. It was about 9:15. She's probably tired, the poor thing. And one of the dads, the kids always like to mess with the acorns that are right there. And one of the dads was like, let me go get a bucket. So all the kids went in this person's yard and picked up all the acorns and put it in the bucket. Like, dude. He's like, yeah, if we're going to be here at his bus stop, we might as well pick up his yard. I was like, oh. So the kids all picked up all the acorns out of the yard. Put it in this, they filled up this bucket too. So now dude doesn't have to worry about acorns. This is tedious work. One more flower. One more set of gems. Oh, it gave the kids something to do too while they were waiting on the bus. Because they were getting antsy, And then my kid, my oldest, she was like, I've got a field trip today. I was like, honey, it's an in-school field trip. You're not going to miss anything, and they won't leave without you if they know that buses are late. And like she was like almost in tears. Oh, my field trips. Like, sweetie, it's not until lunchtime anyway. Just chill. She goes, oh, it is? Like, yeah, you didn't read that? No. Oh, yeah, Till Simmons is a kind of collection book. But that's like one of those giant artist edition books, right? There's that. So let's bring it back around here. Let's go back to the first ones that are dry now. So let's see. Yeah, poster book. So I'm going to take the mauve. Just lightly go over everything. I'm not worried too much about pencil strokes. Some crystals have this nice striation. Especially crystals that are formed like this, they tend to have like lined striations in them. I think Zargot will correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, what May said. May's got the 411. So I'm going to go in with the darker lilac. No, you're not going to see very much pigment down just yet. I went over it super light. Just enough to give it a purple hue. But because it's a round color already, you're not going to see too much of a change. I'm going to get one done here and I'll pull it up and show you. Yeah, lots of layers. And then violet, which is the darkest. And I'm going to go back again with the mauve and just kind of blend that in. I'm actually going to take the white. And take the white and just, I want to keep some very light area. Okay, so I can see it, but let's see if I can show you guys here. Let me see if I can get the focus going. There you go. So you really don't see too much on this, but this is the finished product I'm going for. I've got a callus. I'm not going to flip you guys off, but like I've got a callus there. So that's the purple gems I'm going for. And see I left the lines in there. I didn't blend it out too much. I wanted that lined look. So I'm going to bring it back down and now it's out of focus. There we go. So that's how I'm doing these. I like the white. It gives it a very translucent feel. And then you just vary where the darkest parts are. And you can vary the feel of each gem. Michelle. Thank you guys. Yeah, May's right. I have a very light hand. Excuse me. Drink. Is that a bird or is that my cat? Oh no, that's a bird. Exactly, Michelle, exactly. Hi, Robin. I'm not patient. I can be patient. Not always. But yeah, Michelle, the always go lighter because you can always go light because you can always go darker is so, so true. I follow that so close. That's how my layers work out. The way they do. Go in with some white. I love it. I like it when a plan works out. It's so nice. You know? It's probably the first time I've colored a gem like this, just FYI. Oh, I just love it when it works out. Just love it. Thanks, Robin. Yes, Pablo's. So lilac, violet, mauve, and white. And then I did the gel outline on them too. Like I said, I wanted my gems to be purple. And because my background is going to be this moon glow, which is a purple black. No, this is not on watercolor paper, just FYI. But it's kind of got like a purpley black color. So that's going to be my background. So I wanted purple gems to then match into that. Yep, you can use white to lighten things up. But it's easier if you don't have to do that. Just saying. Kinda. It'll be kind of like the the background I did on the Daydreams picture. It'll be kind of similar to that. But I'll put these dots back in with white gel pen, and I'll probably add some more. Oh, you can fix your mistakes, May, but why make them in the first place if you can go and build up? And then if you make a mistake early on, it's easier to erase it. It's not that you can't fix your mistakes. It's just easier to not make them in the first place. Which seems silly, I know. Oh, you didn't see that? Where is she? Where is she? So, like this, where I had it darker in the corners and lighter in the center, it'd be something kind of like this. So I did add a little bit of blue into it, so I'll probably add a little bit of purple. But it the Moon Glow does the kind of same thing that this Lunar Blue did, except for the Lunar Blue did the black and blue, whereas the Moon Glow does the black and purple. I'll say I don't freak out. I just do what I do and then whatevs. But thank you, Katrina. Use that black line to my advantage. So I'm gonna be like a Daniel Smith junkie with these. So that says Clair de Lune. Blue to okay. Those are just the French. Clair de Lune was a song I learned on my flute way back when. I'm gonna be like I'm gonna need all these Daniel Smith colors that have like the black and something color. I'm just gonna need them all. There you go, Kara. Go for it, girl. I don't know what color buttons I'm going to do. I'm going to just do black buttons. I don't know. We'll see. I'm having to turn my pencil a lot just to keep the edge. I know you can't tell that it's flat at all, but it is. It's getting a flat tip. So I'm turning it to keep the edge so I can do my flicks. Brown. Ooh, orange buttons. I like it. Thank you, Michelle. My mice are going to be gray. And probably because the ground is probably going to be brown. Gray with a nice, like, maybe he'll have a brown spot. And then these are going to be something, and these will be something. I haven't gotten that far yet. Get a nice little dark spot right there. Gray mice, yeah. Because I don't want them to clash too much. I want them to be fairly neutral. That way that'll give them a chance to stand out a little bit against all the colors going on. That's my thinking, at least. Oh, these are way darker than these are. I need to... work on that. Because I didn't put too many layers down, I can go in and like mess with this a lot. Maybe. I'm a white patch. This part kills me though. Because there's no way his ear is facing the opposite direction. I'm very tempted to just white this out with a Posca because that's super white. And just color gray. Why is Dave's computer waking up? Aww, go get your doggy, May. Give him lots of hugs and kisses. Bye. So I'm probably just gonna Posca over that, because they did it right on. She did it right on this ear, but oopsies. That's all right. Oh, Kara, I have a couple that I've never even touched. And it's sad, and I probably will never touch them, but, you know, I have a lot of books that I love, and I love coloring in them, and why go grab a book that I don't love just to color, just to say I colored in it? I know, isn't that smooth paper, Janet? I have a hard time coloring in it because of that. Though, to be fair, this is pretty smooth too. But at least I can put my polys down. I have such a hard time in that one. Okay. It's been almost 2 hours. It has been 2 hours. Lord have mercy. Alright. So, I got a beetle. Not quite completely done, but I got a beetle. So there's that. This book is the Tidevarv, which is Seasons by Hanna Karlzon. I've got it clipped because otherwise it bumps up and it bugs me. But, so, that's that. I will see you guys next week. Hopefully tomorrow, if I have time. I've got a couple things I've got to do. If I have time, I will record some in the Momo Girls that I haven't done in almost 2 weeks now. And I'll get that done, and hopefully I'll get some more done on this. See if the writing bug picks me up or what happens. But thank you guys for joining me. Thanks for, you know, living through my vote. Your vote matters in the U.S., by the way. Register. Don't forget early voting. Links, as always, are in the description down below. Don't forget to give a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button or the bell button and the bell button if you want notifications. And I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.